Hi guys, my name's Judy. Okay, so for my interview, I decided to interview one of my nursing instructors, Dr. Winters. Um, I've got to know her over the past year, so I felt pretty comfortable doing my interview on her. Have established a pretty good relationship with her, and the reason I chose her was because given that I'm going into the line of nursing, I really wanted to interview someone that was a nurse to kind of give me some guidance as to, what kind of footsteps she's walked in and kind of what to expect. And plus, I really looked a lot up to her, so I really wanted to do my interview on her specifically. So I think the interview went pretty well. Um, I felt really comfortable doing the interview with her. I learned a lot. Um, I felt like I learned a lot about her just within the first 5 minutes of the interview, probably more than I have in the past year. So, and I have a pretty good relationship with her, so I was pretty surprised at just the things that I got to know about her. So one of the things that surprised me, one of the answers that really surprised me that she mentioned was, so she's been practicing as a gerontology nurse for a really long time, and now she's a teacher. So it really surprised me when I asked her if that's something she had envisioned doing at a young age, and she said no, she had never considered doing nursing. She had thought about becoming an archaeologist, a teacher, and a writer as a child, but she never thought about doing anything related to healthcare. So that really surprised me. She mentioned it wasn't until she was in college and she happened to be working as one of the admissions clerk at a hospital that she had an experience with the patient that really helped guide, really actually helped her decide that that's what she wanted to do. At that point, she decided she really wanted to go into nursing, and it was just the one encounter. And I related to her when she was mentioning that to me because for a long time I didn't know what I wanted to do myself as far as what field did I want to go into. I didn't know. It wasn't until the birth of my daughter that I had such a wonderful experience with my nurse that I decided, okay, that's what I want to do. So sometimes it just takes one act, and it could be a really wonderful act, a really amazing, experience, or it could be maybe even a bad experience, and it'll really help, determine what you want to do. And so for me, it was the birth of my daughter, and for her, it was just an act of just helping feed a patient, and that was the act that made her decide she wanted to be a nurse. So that really surprised me about her. Let's see. Other things that I learned about her, I already knew she really enjoyed running as part of her leisure and cooking. But then she also mentioned some other things that she enjoyed for her leisure time apart from those things. And she mentioned she really enjoyed going to the theater, and she enjoys movies. She enjoys reading a good book. She enjoys Shakespeare. So that was pretty cool. My biggest takeaway from this interview would have to be that one thing she mentioned is that it's really hard, trying to balance work and family and leisure. And she mentioned that the fact that you have all three kind of helps, it helps you appreciate the other one because you have all three. If you say you only had one, if you had just leisure time, you wouldn't really appreciate it because you have it all the time. So the fact that you do have work and you do have family, and that has you very preoccupied. So when you do have leisure, you do appreciate it when you do have it. So I found her perspective very interesting, and I really liked it. It was a really good way to look at it. I really liked her perspective. Um, that's really all I have to say. But yeah, I really enjoyed the interview. I felt like I learned a lot. So that's all. Thanks, guys.